16. Violent assault. In a disturbing incident from October 2019 in Arcadia, California, 27-year-old Robert Michael Mendez was arrested on charges of attempted murder, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. The arrest came after Arcadia police received doorbell footage from a local residence depicting Mendez allegedly assaulting his estranged girlfriend the previous night. The incident unfolded around 11:40 p.m. on Sunday when police received Ring doorbell footage from a property near Santa Anita Avenue and Camino Real Avenue. In the footage, a distressed woman later identified as the victim can be seen desperately seeking help as she knocks on doors screaming, "No, no, no!" The situation then takes a horrifying turn as Mendez, the alleged assailant, rushes over and violently drags the woman by her hair across the yard. During the struggle, Mendez is heard yelling at the victim to get up while she pleads for assistance. The situation escalates as Mendez threatens the woman, stating, "Get up now or I will kill you." Following the alarming footage, an investigation led the police to a residence in the 1500 block of South Santa Anita Avenue. There, they discovered Mendez and the severely injured woman, who was promptly hospitalized. The victim, identified as Mendez's estranged girlfriend, had reportedly been held against her will since the attack. The charges against Mendez include suspicion of attempted murder, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. The incident sheds light on the painful experiences faced by the victim, who endured not only physical assault but also threats to her life. The swift response from law enforcement led to Mendez's apprehension, highlighting the importance of surveillance technology in aiding criminal investigations. In 2020, Mendez entered a plea deal, admitting to one count of injuring a girlfriend or a child's parent. In addition, the other charges against him were dropped. But for now, his sentencing remains unclear. As the legal proceedings unfold, the community awaits further updates on the case, hoping for justice for the victim and accountability for the accused. 15. Killer Clown. Chilling CCTV footage has emerged capturing a horrifying incident involving a killer clown attempting to enter a family home in Texas. The video, recorded at approximately 2:30 a.m. in October 2016, shows a person dressed as a clown with complete white face makeup and an orange wig, approaching the front door and attempting to open it. Then, realizing the door is locked, the clown, armed with a large knife, proceeds to explore the side of the house. The intruder opens the back gate and attempts entry through various doors surrounding the property, all of which are found to be securely locked. Failing in the attempt, the killer clown eventually gives up and exits the garden. The unsettling footage was discovered by the homeowner after noticing an open gate in her yard. In a caption accompanying the video, the homeowner expressed concern, stating in her own words that earlier that day she observed that her gate was ajar, and upon reviewing the footage from her surveillance cameras, she discovers an individual dressed in a clown costume attempting to gain entry to her residence. She believes that the situation could have turned tragic if they'd succeeded in entering. The killer clown phenomenon, originating in the US in August 2016, spread to the UK, with numerous reports of creepy clown sightings. These incidents range from harmless pranks, such as scaring people in passing cars, to more sinister events, where individuals dressed as clowns have approached school children. The rise of this trend was fueled in part by a Facebook page sharing photos and videos of these alarming sightings, sparking a nationwide debate on whether these acts are harmless pranks or genuine threats. Other reports from 2016 include a mother claiming a clown tried to kidnap her daughter at a bus stop, and another incident where a creepy clown allegedly attempted to lure children into the woods near a residential area. The controversy surrounding these incidents continues to divide public opinion, with some dismissing them as harmless pranks and others labeling them a menace to society. 14. Mysterious Orb. In Daytona Beach, Florida in October 2020, an unidentified flying object, UFO, made an unexpected appearance in the home of Pastor Monzel Ford, who also happens to be a police chaplain. The peculiar event unfolded as the pastor was sleeping, and he became aware of it when his home surveillance camera's motion detector repeatedly triggered alerts. Curious about what triggered the alarms, Pastor Monzel checked the camera feed on his phone and was astonished to find an orb-like object hovering in his living room. Recalling the experience, Pastor Monzel expressed his initial reaction, saying, "Nope, nope, 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 something's going on here, something's going on here." Notably, he confirmed that no one else was present in the house at the time, ruling out the possibility of someone using a flashlight. And what's even more strange is that the object was too large to be dismissed as a dust particle. Attempting to comprehend the situation, Pastor Monzel went to the living room, but the mysterious orb wasn't visible to the naked eye. The orb persisted, appearing and disappearing for hours, even taking on different shapes at times. Having faced challenging situations as a police chaplain, Pastor Monzel admitted that this particular encounter spooked him like never before. He explained that when faced with something physical, he feels confident in dealing with it, ready to challenge and approach the situation. However, when confronted with the inexplicable, such as things floating and disappearing, he finds it unsettling. Knowing what something is gives him a sense of assurance, but the unknown elements are the ones that truly perplex him. The sighting sparks spirited debates, but as of now, Pastor Monzel remains without an explanation for the mysterious event. Despite the odd occurrence, he affirmed that it hadn't deterred him from continuing to reside in the home. The incident adds another layer of mystery to the realm of unidentified flying objects, leaving both the pastor and those following the story intrigued and puzzled. 13. Smart girl saves herself from kidnapping. In a harrowing incident in Hamilton, Ohio, an attempt to kidnap a 6-year-old girl from her front yard was thwarted thanks to the family's swift action and surveillance footage. The event unfolded on East Avenue, where security camera footage captured the child throwing out trash by the curb. In the video, a man walking down the sidewalk stops, touches the child and attempts to grab her, seemingly intending to pull her down the sidewalk. But thankfully, the quick-thinking girl screams and manages to escape the grasp of the assailant. The accused, 33-year-old Derek McPherson of Hamilton, has been charged with gross sexual imposition and abduction. According to court documents, McPherson bent down and attempted to grab the girl, prompting the girl to move away from the defendant. The defendant then grabbed the girl by the wrist and pulled her along the sidewalk. The child's mother, identified as Mandy, recounted the terrifying moment when she heard her daughter's blood-curdling scream. Mandy and her husband Ricky were just steps away inside their home when the incident occurred. In a courageous response, Ricky and Mandy attempted to chase down the assailant. Ricky, deciding to use his car, pursued the man who attempted to flee through alleys and yards. Surveillance footage from Terry's Automotive captures McPherson on foot in front of a business on Route 4, with Ricky in pursuit in his car. McPherson attempts to hide behind cars and crosses over Route 4. But eventually, Ricky locates McPherson inside an old Dodge Caravan in a parking lot behind Paul's Auto. Hamilton police arrested McPherson at the scene. Mandy and Ricky credit their daughter's quick thinking and their prior discussions about stranger danger for her escape. Ricky emphasized, "I've always told her that if somebody ever touches her, talks to her, or grabs her, make her scene, scream as loud as she can, and fight." The girl's ability to scream and resist played a crucial role in preventing a potentially tragic outcome. 12. Break-in attempt. In Bowie, Maryland, on October 26, 2021, an unsettling event took place as a man was captured on surveillance camera lurking outside Keziah Williams' home, moments before she called 911 to report an attempted break-in. The Prince George's County Police were put under investigation regarding their delayed response time, taking nearly 30 minutes for officers to arrive at the scene. Williams, living alone, expressed her disappointment in the delayed police response, emphasizing her expectation of relying on law enforcement for protection. The entire incident was recorded by Williams' Ring doorbell camera. Unable to file a police report, Williams took to social media, sharing the footage on Instagram and Twitter, where it quickly gained viral attention. In the video, Williams calmly tells the suspect to have a good day as she swiftly enters the home with her dog. The man wearing a Lakers hoodie follows her, attempting to open the door and even obstructing the camera at one point. When the police did eventually charge the man with trespassing, he wasn't detained and he hasn't been named either. Authorities explained that trespassing is considered a criminal citation, requiring the accused to appear in court rather than being immediately incarcerated. The suspect has a significant criminal history, including charges of burglary, theft, and dangerous weapons, with some cases still pending. Despite the issuance of a criminal summons for attempted burglary in the 4th degree, Williams advocates for upgraded charges that would lead to the suspect's incarceration. However, an arrest seems unlikely, given the officials' insight into the suspect's recent open cases. Williams, appreciative of the Maryland State Attorney's actions so far, urges people to stay vigilant and secure their homes. She's taken additional measures, including acquiring pepper spray and a taser, emphasizing the importance of personal safety. And reflecting on the incident, Williams expresses gratitude for being unharmed and encourages others to prioritize their safety as well. 11. Danger at your doorstep. In September 2023, Chesterfield County, Virginia made headlines as the local police department investigated a concerning incident captured on doorbell video in the Rockshire neighborhood. Just after 2 a.m. on Saturday, September 9th, the footage was recorded, and the unnerving incident prompted homeowners to share the video online as a cautionary measure. In the footage, the man approached a home, rang the doorbell, revealed the gun, and when met with no response, he walked away before departing in a light-colored SUV. A post by the homeowners warned neighbors, revealing that the same individual had approached another home across the street. Expressing their concern, one neighbor said, "Absolute fear that this is happening in our neighborhood. This could have been a lot worse, which is very scary," emphasizing the rarity of such incidents in their community. As the community remained on high alert in the days following the incident, questions lingered about the man's identity and motives. Residents grappled with uncertainties, pondering why someone would approach homes late at night armed with a gun. Reflecting on the unsettling situation, a resident voiced the collective sentiment, saying in her own words, from an external viewpoint, the question arises, what could be the motivation for an individual to enter a neighborhood and ring doorbells? Understanding the underlying reasons and determining measures to ensure safety became pivotal concerns in such situations. The community, with a focus on family safety, sought answers and reassurances from law enforcement. 3 days after the incident, the Chesterfield County Police Department continued working to identify the man captured in the doorbell footage. In a subsequent update, it was revealed that the man voluntarily visited the police department for an interview with investigators. The investigation suggested that he'd been using an application to locate a specific piece of property in the Rockshire neighborhood. Authorities stated that his approach to residences was solely an attempt to retrieve the property, and there was no evidence of criminal activity. The police assured the community that the individual posed no threat to residents, providing a sense of relief after days of heightened concerns. 10. Don't trust strangers. In a chilling event that took place in Milwaukee in January 2023, a homeowner shared a disturbing encounter where her house was shot at multiple times in broad daylight by an unknown man. The victim, who was too fearful to reveal her identity, displayed the shocking footage captured by her doorbell camera, revealing the entire incident. The horrifying event occurred on a Monday afternoon in a neighborhood along North 17th Street. The homeowner, having a day off, was upstairs cleaning and listening to music, while her 14-year-old daughter and 2-year-old twin grandsons were asleep. The incident began when her daughter heard a loud noise, prompting the homeowner to check her doorbell camera footage. Upon review, she discovered an unfamiliar man standing at her doorstep, ringing the doorbell twice. Initially thinking he might have dropped something off, the situation took a terrifying turn when the man, after walking away, turned back and fired 8 bullets at the house. The victim expressed her distress, emphasizing that the trajectory of the bullets posed a serious threat to her grandchildren and daughter. Fortunately though, no one was injured in the shooting. However, the incident left the homeowner feeling traumatized and unsafe in her own home. Milwaukee police are actively searching for the perpetrator, and the victim, in an effort to aid the investigation, shared the video footage and recounted her ordeal, hoping for a swift resolution to the case. In a recent update, it was revealed that a 46-year-old Milwaukee man, suspected in connection with the incident, was arrested by the authorities. Milwaukee police stated that criminal charges would be referred to the district attorney's office soon, indicating progress in the case and providing a glimmer of hope for the victim and the affected community. 9. Robbed at gunpoint. In Chicago's Beverly neighborhood in November 2023, the Pettiford family became victims of a brazen armed robbery just outside their home. Michelle Pettiford and their 12-year-old daughter were confronted by two armed individuals as they returned home from volleyball practice on a routine Thursday evening at around 8:45 p.m. Surveillance footage captured the harrowing moments as the armed pair demanded the keys to the family's car. Michelle Pettiford was pushed to the ground and her purse was rifled through by the assailants. And as she was screaming on the ground, putting her hands in front of her face to protect herself, one of the suspects flashed a gun at her, perhaps in an attempt to get her to cooperate. The family described the chilling experience when Michelle's daughter ran inside screaming, leaving a lasting impact on her father, Jeff Pettiford. Jeff rushed outside to assist his wife, but one of the suspects pointed a gun at his head. Despite the intense situation though, Jeff tried to negotiate with the robbers, offering them money. However, their sole interest was in the car, prompting Jeff to guide them on starting the family's Audi. The emotional trauma from the incident has been challenging for the Pettiford family, with Jeff expressing concerns about the long-term impact on his daughter. While physically unharmed, the family is left grappling with the aftermath of the ordeal. As of the latest update, the stolen vehicle hasn't been recovered, and Chicago police continue their search for the suspects. The Pettiford family, hopeful that sharing their story and the surveillance footage may aid in the suspect's identification and arrest, encourage anyone with information to provide anonymous tips in the investigating Area 2 detectives at cbdtip.com. 8. Too scared. In a peculiar turn of events in Pennsylvania in November 2022, a mother of 4, Amanda Pitt, was left spooked and sleep-deprived after encountering what she believes to be a ghostly figure on her home security camera. The eerie incident unfolded at 3:40 a.m. on October 21st, when Pitt heard what she described as heavy footsteps in her home. Upon checking the security camera footage, Pitt was startled to see a ghostly figure standing in the doorway of her kitchen. Disturbed and uncertain, she woke up her husband Jeffrey and sent him downstairs to investigate. However, the search revealed no intruder and no signs of a break-in. But even the family dog Ollie seemed uneasy as it paced around the kitchen. Unable to shake off the unsettling experience, Pitt stayed awake, watching TV to calm herself down. She kept revisiting the security camera feed, questioning whether what she saw was real. Despite capturing a screenshot of the mysterious figure, Pitt remained perplexed, especially considering this wasn't the first supernatural incident for the family. The Pitt family moved into their home in 2020, and strange happenings have been a recurring theme. Regular notifications from the security feed when no one's home and odd noises have become commonplace. Previous bizarre incidents include a recorded instance of a door opening on its own while the family was away, and another incident where the kitchen sink turned on by itself. Pitt, initially skeptical about ghosts, admitted that these inexplicable events have made the family question their beliefs. The unsettling picture of the ghostly figure has intensified their contemplation about the strange occurrences, prompting thoughts of moving to a different home. Reflecting on their experiences, Pitt said, "We're confused. We just question everything when we hear stuff now. It's not so much living in fear, it's just questioning everything." The family's journey from skepticism to uncertainty about paranormal activities continues as they navigate the mysteries within their home. 7. A visit from the Men in Black. In a spooky incident in California that took place in September 2023, a doorbell camera captured the attention of many as it showed two mysterious individuals in suits and sunglasses knocking on a woman's front door. The intriguing scene unfolded when the woman received an alert from her Ring system, prompting her to investigate the unfamiliar visitors. The two men, dressed in black suits and dark sunglasses, lingered at the doorstep, and then one of them knocked on the door. Perplexed about their identity, the woman texted her children to check if they knew the visitors, but they were equally clueless. Upon reviewing the video later, an unexpected detail emerged in the background: a dark orb hovering in the sky behind the suited man. The combination of the enigmatic strangers and the peculiar-looking UFO has fueled speculation, with some entertaining the idea that the individuals could be the infamous Men in Black or even extraterrestrial visitors. Skeptics, however, argue that the UFO might be a mundane object like a balloon, captured at an opportune moment. UFO sightings have been a topic of discussion, and the video adds a layer of intrigue to the ongoing discourse about extraterrestrial existence. The reference to the Men in Black, known in conspiracy lore as government agents dealing with evidence of aliens, further spices up the narrative. The conspiracy suggests that some Men in Black might even be aliens themselves, giving a speculative element to the peculiar doorbell camera recording. Whether a bizarre encounter or a case of misinterpretation, the video has sparked curiosity and debate about the possibility of mysterious visitors and government agencies in dark suits. 6. Ding dong, it's a snake. In a surprising encounter that was captured on a doorbell camera in Ketchie, Kansas, a woman, prompted by her Nest device, was taken aback to find an unexpected visitor at her doorstep, a rather large snake. Mackenzie Bullins, the resident of the Wichita suburb, shared the startling videos on Facebook, seeking assistance in dealing with the snake while her husband was away. Expressing the urgency of the situation, Bullins posted, "This is no joke," accompanied by SOS emojis, as the snake triggered her doorbell camera repeatedly while she was at work. The 4 videos she shared depict the snake slithering around her doorway, providing a bizarre spectacle for the unsuspecting resident. With her plea for help resonating on social media, Bullins later updated the post, revealing that a friend had come to her aid and successfully relocated the snake. Bullins lightened the mood surrounding the unexpected snake encounter. Humorously, she compared her situation to what happens in the 2006 movie Snakes on a Plane, noting that the snake rescuer wasn't Samuel L. Jackson and that the snake was on the planes, not a plane. In a subsequent news report by KCWH12, the snake was identified as a western rat snake by naturalist Todd Volkman. He clarified that these snakes are common in the area and that they're not venomous. The snakes are also known for their climbing abilities. While Volkman acknowledged that the snakes can bite, he advised against touching them, emphasizing the importance of letting experts handle such situations. The incident, while initially alarming, ended on a lighter note as the community came together to assist Bullins in addressing the slithery surprise at her doorstep. 5. Man threatens homeowner. In a disturbing incident from July 21 in Las Vegas, Nevada, 40-year-old Christopher Sums was arrested and identified as the man caught on a Ring doorbell camera, making chilling threats to the female homeowner. He faces charges including aggravated stalking, coercion with force, attempted burglary, and making false statements or obstructing a public officer. Additionally, he's currently being held on a warrant from Los Angeles. On July 21st, the Ring doorbell footage captured Sums knocking and peering into a residence. Initially hesitating, he repeatedly questioned, "Are you sure?" before revealing his sinister intentions. Walking away, he was confronted by someone inside who asked about his identity. Then, in a horrifying response, Sums claimed he was searching for a girl to assault and kill. The video, posted by the homeowner, quickly went viral on social media, prompting widespread concern. The following day, a tip led police to Sums near Clark Avenue and 3rd Street. When approached, he identified himself as the Holy Spirit and remained uncooperative, refusing to answer any questions. Police corroborated the events in the video with the terrified woman who lived in the targeted home. She disclosed that she believed Sums had observed her through an open kitchen window, intensifying her fear and stress over the situation. Scheduled for a court appearance in Las Vegas in 2021, Sums opted not to attend, adding a layer of complexity to the legal proceedings. The charges against him encompass a range of serious offenses, reflecting the gravity of the threat and actions captured on the Ring doorbell footage. 4. Thugs batter front door. In a shocking incident from August 2014 in Shrewsbury, Shropshire, CCTV footage captured the harrowing attempt of 2 hooded intruders to break into the home of a retired software engineer, Simon Barnsley. The 58-year-old was awakened by a disturbance outside his residence at 1 a.m., and that's when he discovered the trespassers trying to access his basement. Responding instinctively, Mr. Barnsley, completely naked and armed only with car keys, confronted the intruders at his front door. The unsettling video depicts the assailants aggressively assaulting the front door, while Mr. Barnsley valiantly clung to the handle. The ordeal, lasting 9 minutes, saw the thugs kicking and punching the door, causing splinters and shattered glass in the process. Throughout the attack, Mr. Barnsley and his 58-year-old wife Julia pleaded with the intruders, while simultaneously dialing 999 for emergency assistance. As the couple engaged in a desperate struggle to repel the attackers, the thugs eventually retreated. The police went on the hunt for the assailants, and they examined the CCTV footage for leads. Mr. Barnsley, who retired from London for a quieter life in the countryside, expressed shock at the incident, describing it as a vivid example of societal decline. Reflecting on the terrifying encounter, Mr. Barnsley highlighted the deteriorating safety in the area, noting previous burglary attempts that prompted him to install CCTV cameras. The assailants, undeterred by the naked confrontation, intensified their attack, leaving the couple frightened. But despite the traumatic experience, the Barnsleys assert their commitment to their home, refusing to be driven away by criminal activities. The footage captures the intruders loitering, talking on phones, and repeatedly approaching the house before initiating the assault. In the face of danger, Mr. Barnsley calmly records the events, vowing to report the criminals to the police. West Mercia Police urged anyone with information to come forward, describing the assailants as wearing light-colored jackets, one in trousers and trainers with the other in shorts. But unfortunately, it's unclear if the thugs were ever captured and held accountable for their crimes, leaving the outcome of this case a mystery. 3. Beware of big cats. Nebraska residents were in for a surprise when a Ring doorbell camera captured footage of a mountain lion casually strolling in front of an Omaha home in July of 2023. Andanine, the homeowner, discovered the unexpected visitor while reviewing the footage. The sighting, confirmed by Nebraska Game and Parks, occurred near I-80 and Q Street in southwest Omaha. In response to urban mountain lion sightings, the Mountain Lion Response Plan grants police the authority to safely relocate the animal without harm to protect public safety. While mountain lions are a natural part of Nebraska's wildlife diversity, the response plan allows for the removal of animals posing a threat to people. The Nebraska Game and Parks Commission approved mountain lion hunting in 2022, establishing a maximum harvest of 4 cats with a sublimit of 2 females. The primary objective of the harvest is to manage the mountain lion population's well-being and vitality, ensuring it neither increases nor experiences a significant decline. According to the Mountain Lion Foundation, the Pine Ridge area in northwest Nebraska is home to 59 mountain lions, encompassing both adults and kittens. Although mountain lion attacks are rare, authorities advise residents to contact the Omaha Police Department or Game and Parks if they have any pertinent information about the recent sightings. With an ongoing search for the mountain lion, officials aim to balance coexistence with these majestic creatures while prioritizing public safety. 2. Masked thief. In a bizarre incident that could easily be mistaken for a horror movie scene, surveillance footage captured from a New Orleans home captured an individual wearing a Michael Myers Halloween mask stealing lawn ornaments. The eerie incident unfolded at around 4 a.m. on Joseph Street. The masked figure, described by the affected homeowner as having hands covered and possibly wearing pajama bottoms, casually approached the front door, picked up a small bunny ornament from a bicycle basket, and then fled down Clara Street. The unnerving theft, recorded on the New Orleans Police Department's YouTube channel, left neighbors both concerned and uneasy. Some considered it a potential prank, while others deemed it a scene straight out of nightmares. Despite nearly a dozen people declining to comment on camera, the neighborhood expressed a collective sense of unease about the unusual occurrence. The homeowner, who opted to remain anonymous, watched the surveillance video in disbelief, describing the incident as both confusing and frightening. She mentioned that this wasn't the first time her property had been targeted, suspecting the same person might be responsible for previous incidents, including pulled-up plants. New Orleans police were alerted to the theft, and an investigation is underway. While no other items were taken during this peculiar incident, the homeowner remains vigilant, keeping a watchful eye on her surroundings and security cameras in case the masked figure decides to return. As of now, the New Orleans Police Department hasn't provided any comments on the ongoing investigation. And now for number 1. But if you want to hear more bizarre and crazy stories, stay tuned after the video for some more content. 1. Ghost Deer. In a quirky twist of the supernatural, a family's security camera footage has sparked speculation about the existence of a ghost deer. The unusual occurrence was observed in their backyard, particularly in an area where their late dog is buried. The video begins with a seemingly ordinary deer making its way through the yard. However, the mystery unfolds when instead of passing on the left side of a tree, the deer appears to vanish. The skeptical explanation involves the thickness of the tree potentially blocking the deer's path, or it heading into a field behind the home. While this seems plausible, the video fails to provide clear evidence of the deer reappearing. The family's late dog Bear was known for enjoying the sight of deers in their backyard, adding a sentimental layer to the peculiar incident. The alleged ghost deer was also seen walking over the exact place Bear was buried in the family's yard. The video undergoes scrutiny for any signs of editing or manipulation, with the homeowner closely examining the footage for inconsistencies. While miscellaneous bugs traverse the security camera, no apparent evidence of video tampering is detected. The incident humorously raises the question of whether we've entered a realm where the world of ghosts and deer intersect. Although the video is presented in a lighthearted manner, it still raises lingering questions and adds a touch of mystery to the situation. 10. Deadly Revenge. Reynaldo Dagsa was a Filipino politician who focused many of his efforts on peacekeeping within the city of Caloocan. He found himself in the exact opposite of a peaceful situation on New Year's Day 2011, when he went to snap a photo of his wife, daughter, and mother-in-law outside his home, and was shot dead right after he took the picture. The image shows the gunman pointing his weapon directly at the photographer just a moment or two before pulling the trigger, as well as the assassin's lookout, who can also be seen in the background. 6 days later, police arrested the suspected gunman, identified as Arnel Buenaflor, and his alleged accomplices Romel Oliva and Mikel Gonzalez. Buenaflor was known to have ties with the local Pasaway gang and claimed that he shot Dagsa as revenge for someone among Dagsa's people hurting him in a past shootout. Meanwhile, law enforcement claimed that Buenaflor was actually motivated by Dagsa's peacekeeping activities rather than a previous act of violence. Either way, the merciless killing was attributed to a deadly grudge, and Buenaflor apparently realized after being captured on camera that he wasn't going to get away with the crime. After apprehending the suspect at his hiding place, police said that he looked tired. Perhaps he was ready to quit running from the law and to face the music for his horrific crime. 9. The murder of Paula Ruiz. 41-year-old Paula Ruiz had just finished her shift at a hotel in Chiapas, Mexico, and was walking out to the parking lot around 11 p.m. with her son, Miguel Alejandro, earlier this year. The pair noticed that the motorbike he'd driven there to pick her up with was gone. The two of them proceeded to search the surrounding neighborhood and saw 2 men pushing the bike down a street. Ruiz confronted the suspects and asked for the motorcycle back, at one point stepping between the 2 parties to block her son from being hurt. As one of the men, identified only as Pedro, raised his gun, the protective mother took out her cell phone and snapped a photo. That was the last photo the woman would ever take. He then shot her in the chest and the 2 crooks fled the scene, leaving the motorcycle behind. Ruiz was pronounced dead at the hospital, leaving her 4 children orphaned and the community outraged over her murder. Police apprehended Pedro and his alleged co-conspirator, Sergio Antonio, a few days later. They also took other suspects into custody on suspicion of being involved in the deadly theft. 8. Girlfriend Killer. The day after India Mackey's 20th birthday in 2019 sadly turned out to be her last day alive. During a terrifying domestic dispute with her boyfriend, 18-year-old Kevin Dixon, the Michigan woman used her cell phone to record footage of him threatening her and showing her the bullet that he would soon use to kill her. The couple was sitting in a parked van outside Dixon's home in Detroit's Warren suburban neighborhood when he fatally shot Mackey just minutes after she discreetly captured the threatening video. Dixon then allegedly moved Mackey's body from the driver's seat into the passenger side and sped off in the van. Police pulled him over in another neighborhood a little while later when they noticed him driving erratically and discovered his victim's body in the front seat. Further investigation revealed that after shooting his girlfriend, Dixon used her phone to call his mom and asked her to help him dispose of the murder weapon. He was charged with first-degree murder and several weapons offenses. At his arraignment, he asked the judge to release him because he was due to start a new job the next day. But the teen learned the hard way that freedom is a hard thing to come by when you're a murderer. Dixon pleaded no contest to second-degree murder earlier this year and will serve between 20 and 35 years in prison. His mother, 44-year-old Nikita Dixon, avoided jail time for accessory and tampering with evidence for helping hide the gun, and instead received a 4-figure fine along with probation. 7. Lethal road rage. 60-year-old mother and grandmother Pamela Ray Martinez had just finished her last Uber Eats delivery earlier this year and was on her way back to Glendale, Arizona home when a suspicious driver pulled up next to her in a van. Something concerned Martinez enough for her to pull out her phone and snap a picture of the man behind the wheel. He shot Martinez just moments later and sped off while her car rolled off the side of the road. After realizing that she had been shot and that her death was unrelated to the minor accident that occurred, detectives went through Martinez's phone and found the photo she'd taken of the killer. They identified him as 62-year-old Rusty French and suspected that the killing was road rage related, although they were admittedly unsure of the motive. Investigators also determined that the two didn't know each other and that Martinez had not delivered any orders to him. Under police questioning, French allegedly claimed that he blacked out right after the photo was taken and said that he didn't remember what happened next. A gun recovered from his home was determined to match the weapon used in the murder, and French was charged with murder in connection with the retired schoolteacher's death. Martinez's family is devastated by their loss, but said they're grateful she snapped the picture that led to her suspected killer's arrest. 6. Fatal falling out. In July of this year, 20-year-old Vernon Stokes was recently found dead from several gunshot wounds on a Metairie, Louisiana street. Weeks later, U.S. Marshals apprehended the young man's best friend, 22-year-old Brandon Thomas Clark, in Texas. He had fled the state and now faces a second-degree murder in connection with Stokes' death. Vernon's mother, Nichelle Stokes, told NOLA.com that she was utterly shocked by the news, describing her son and Thomas Clark as growing up together and being like brothers, and adding that she treated the suspect like a son. She told police that the pair were out together celebrating Thomas Clark's birthday when the fatal shooting occurred. Police went through the victim's phone and found a series of photos that show his body posing in front of him with a gun. The pictures were taken at the crime scene just minutes before Stokes had shot him more than 10 times, leaving him with essentially no chance of survival. It also appeared as though someone had gone through the young man's car before fleeing the scene. Thomas Clark has denied any involvement in the murder and claimed that he wasn't even there when it happened, but prosecutors argue that the photos found in Stokes' phone prove otherwise. And while the outcome of the case remains to be seen, it'll probably be pretty difficult to argue against the time-stamped evidence in court. 5. She poisoned my coffee. In May of last year, 20-year-old Agnes Acom's concerned boyfriend called the police and reported her missing. They would soon discover that a 64-year-old Romanian truck driver named Nicolae Paizan had bludgeoned her to death inside the shipping container he'd converted into a home in northwest London. He struck the young woman over the head at least 20 times with an electric jigsaw and then buried her in a shallow grave in a nearby wooded area. Disturbing surveillance footage shows the moment Paizan rolled his victim's lifeless body away in a garbage can before dumping her remains in the forest. This, along with other evidence, helped police locate Acom's body weeks after the murder, which happened a week before her 21st birthday. Detectives found the victim's blood inside Paizan's container home and his vehicle. Paizan reportedly claimed that he didn't know Acom and falsely accused her of poisoning his coffee. He also accused his victim of being a sex worker and said that he only wanted to help her get on a better path, but that she demanded money and drugs from him. The bizarre ruse failed to convince the authorities that he was somehow innocent, especially since there was no evidence indicating that Akon was a drug user or a prostitute. A jury found Paisan guilty of murder, and he received a life sentence with a minimum of 22 years. 4. Uber gone wrong. Mother to 4 children, 38-year-old Christy Spikuza was working nights as an Uber driver in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania earlier this year, when what seemed at first like a normal pickup went terribly awry. It ended with her being fatally shot in the head. Her body was found 3 days later in a wooded area. Dashcam footage revealed that about 10 minutes into the ride, the suspect, identified as 22-year-old Calvin Crew, put a gun to the woman's head and told her to keep driving. Spikuza responded by saying, "Come on, I have a family," to which the suspect replied that he also had a family and to keep driving. Christy continued to beg for her life, telling the armed passenger that she had 4 kids. Crew replied that as long as she did what he told her, everything would be fine. At that point, the dashcam was turned off and the video ended. However, no footage is necessary for anyone to know that the interaction ended with Spikuza being shot in the head. An investigation revealed that she drove the suspect through several local neighborhoods while someone accessed her Cash App account on her phone. Police established that Spikuza and Crew did not know each other before the shooting, and that the suspect's main motive was robbery. Crew faces a murder charge in connection with Christie's death. His attorney argued against the death penalty, but it currently remains on the table as a possible outcome of the case. 3. Chinese Zodiac Killer. A criminal going by the nickname of the Chinese Zodiac Killer was arrested on May 19, 2022 for allegedly sending cryptic threatening letters to various targets throughout the northeastern United States. In some of the terrifying messages, he claimed that he killed people, ate their flesh, and planned to kill more victims. Various media outlets, government offices, police agencies, politicians, religious institutions, and private businesses throughout New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C., including the White House, received alarming pieces of correspondence from the self-proclaimed Chinese Zodiac Killer. Many of the letters came with a sheet of paper covered in a code or cipher, hence the culprit's nickname, and some were signed Alistair Crowley. One letter reportedly claims that the suspect has killed both men and women every month since November, and implies that the victims might be people who are difficult to track, such as illegal immigrants, runaways, and homeless individuals, according to Albany-based news station WWNY. Federal authorities took the threats extremely seriously and were quick to use the resources at their disposal to find and track the suspect. Their efforts led them to 46-year-old Jesse Bartlett, who was captured on camera depositing some of his threatening letters into postal collection boxes in Watertown and Clayton, New York. In the photos, the suspect can be seen wearing blue latex gloves as he places the creepy correspondence into the box. As of right now, it appears unclear as to whether Bartlett actually killed anybody or if he simply claimed to. If he did, in fact, target vulnerable victims, it is theoretically possible that authorities have yet to track those crimes. If convicted under his current charges, Bartlett faces up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000, along with 3 years of supervised probation. 2. Life behind bars. Sandra Taichow dedicated her life to charity work, so it wasn't surprising when she left her hair salon in Racine, Wisconsin to go pass out quarters to those in need at a local laundromat one day in October of 2010. Nobody ever expected that she would soon turn up dead nearby in a secluded field with some quarters and a digital camera next to her. Someone had beaten and strangled her. Police went through the camera and found 2 photos that they believe Taichow took shortly before she died. One shows the sky above, and another features a man with a 4-pronged cane walking away. Detectives searched the home of a 65-year-old sex offender named Wilbert Leonard Thomas and found a half-filled jar of quarters, clothing, and a cane matching the man in the photo. They also noticed several scratches and broken nails on the suspect's hands while they were taking evidence. Thomas was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, theft from a person or corpse, and several counts of bail jumping regarding an unrelated case. Several news articles reported that he had a history of assaults dating back to the 1960s. He was found guilty of Taichow's murder, and received a life sentence with no possibility of parole. 1. Mother's Day Tragedy. This year's Mother's Day suddenly turned tragic for a 25-year-old Dallas area resident named Eric Montez and his mother, who found themselves face to face with a crazed gunman while arriving home at their apartment complex. Surveillance footage shows the shooter exiting a white SUV and approaching Eric on the driver's side of the car in an attempted robbery gone wrong. The assailant can then be seen shooting Eric in the head and fleeing the scene. According to witnesses, the man brandished a gun and demanded money, but Montez said that he didn't have any, so the gunman demanded his mother's purse. Montez once again said, "I don't have anything," and pleaded with the armed robber not to hurt his mother, at which point the thief told Eric that he was going to die anyway and shot him in the head. He grabbed the victim's cell phone, got into the SUV, and sped off. The disturbing video didn't capture the killer's face, but police are hoping that someone recognizes his build and voice. Authorities have also released a composite sketch of what the perpetrator looks like based on eyewitness accounts, in hopes that someone will help lead them to the person responsible for turning Mother's Day into a devastating occasion for the Montez family. Would you rather find a video of a stranger approaching your door with a gun but leaving peacefully when they realize that nobody's home, or find footage of a large snake slithering into your house with no way of knowing where it went? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.